Have you ever been around someone who barely talks and it somehow makes you nervous? Like you're in a group, everyone's chatting, laughing, oversharing, and then there's that one person who's just quiet. Not awkward, not distracted, just silently watching. And the funny part is, you start talking more around them. You explain things nobody asked for. You laugh harder. You tell a story from 2016 that even you forgot existed, just to fill the silence. Meanwhile, they just nod like, interesting. Continue. But here's the twist. People who don't talk too much aren't all the same. Silence isn't one personality trait. Sometimes it's confidence. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's intelligence. Sometimes it's protection. So if you've ever wondered what's going on in the mind of someone who doesn't say much, or if you are that person, here are a few types. First, there's the observer. This type isn't quiet because they're shy. They're quiet because they're watching everything. While everyone else is busy talking, the observer is scanning faces, tone, body language. They notice the fake laughs, the tension, the subtle disrespect hidden inside jokes. Picture a dinner table. Someone makes a slightly mean comment, and everyone laughs because that's what groups do. But the observer, they don't laugh. They remember it. And later they check in with the person who got targeted like, "Hey, you okay?" Psychologically, this person is high in social awareness and pattern recognition. Their brain is built to collect information first, speak later. If you are this type, you've probably been called quiet, but your mind is never quiet. You're just not broadcasting everything. Then there's the internal processor. This person doesn't talk much because they don't think out loud. They think inside first, fully. You'll see them in meetings. Everyone jumps in with opinions. The internal processor stays silent. Not because they have nothing to say, but because they're doing the full analysis. Then 5 minutes later, they casually say, "I think the real issue is," and suddenly everyone goes quiet because it's the best point of the whole conversation. This is connected to reflective thinking. Their brain asks, is this true? Is it useful? Is it worth saying? They speak less because they want their words to mean something. If you relate to this, people might mistake your quietness for indecision, but it's not indecision, it's precision. Next, there's the silent protector. This one is deeper. The silent protector learned at some point in life that talking isn't safe. Maybe they got judged, maybe they got mocked, maybe speaking up caused conflict. Maybe they grew up in a house where emotions were punished, so their brain adapted. They became quiet as a defense. These are the people who are friendly, helpful, and polite, but you never really know what they're feeling. You ask them, "How are you?" and they say, "I'm good," even if they're not. Psychologically, silence becomes a form of self-protection. But here's the twist. They're often the ones who care the most. They remember details. They notice when your energy shifts. They help without announcing it. They just don't trust vulnerability easily. If you're this type, the real growth isn't talk more. It's learning that some people are safe enough to let in. Then there's the power quiet. This type is quiet because they don't need attention. They're not trying to prove themselves. They're calm, grounded. You know that person who says almost nothing, but when they speak, everyone listens? That's power quiet. Psychologically, this is linked to confidence and self-regulation. They're comfortable with silence. They don't panic when the room goes quiet, because they don't need to fill space to feel valuable. And honestly, that kind of quiet makes people lean in more. Silence becomes presence. And finally, there's the low-stimulation quiet. This person doesn't talk much because talking is exhausting. Not because they hate people, they just get drained faster. They can enjoy socializing, but after a while, too much noise, too many voices, too much energy, their brain starts overheating, so they go quiet to conserve energy. This is linked to nervous system sensitivity. They're processing everything intensely, so they speak less as a way to protect their mental battery. If you're this type, you've probably felt guilty for needing alone time, but you're not bad at socializing, you're just wired differently. So what's the real psychology of people who don't talk too much? It's not one thing. Some people are quiet because they're observing. Some people are quiet because they're thinking deeply. Some people are quiet because they've been hurt. Some people are quiet because they're confident. Some people are quiet because they get overwhelmed. And sometimes it's a mix of all of them, depending on the room and how safe they feel. So let me ask you, which type are you? The observer, the internal processor, the silent protector, the power quiet, or the low-stimulation quiet? And when you think about the quiet people in your life, are they actually distant, or are they just speaking a language most people don't understand? If this hit a little too close to home, you might want to stick around, because human behavior gets even more interesting the moment you stop judging it and start decoding it. And hey, if you've ever been called too quiet, drop a comment. I want to know, was it confidence or was it survival?